They're going to be out on the streets.
I have three minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
you asked me a question,
and you haven't
I'm gonna
answered my
it.
question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working
You haven't
hand in
answered
hand
my
with
question.
DEA
You
to
haven't
violate.
answered. Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question, and the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you.
Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Conservative Mandate, where we fight for truth, accountability, and the American way of life. Today, we're exposing the Biden administration's latest assault on public safety and the Constitution. Their proposed budget for 2026 is nothing short of a disaster that will cripple law enforcement, empower criminals, and leave our communities vulnerable. If you've ever felt like this administration doesn't care about you, your family, or your safety, this is all the proof you need. Before we dive into the details, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the truth they don't want you to hear. Stick around until the end of this video because we're breaking down how you can help stop this madness and hold this administration accountable. Now let's get to it. The Biden administration is proposing a 26% budget cut for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF. That's not a typo, 26%. This is the agency tasked with fighting illegal gun trafficking, and they're slashing its funding by over a quarter. What does that mean for America? Fewer agents, fewer investigations, and more criminals running wild. According to their own budget documents, 541 investigators will be eliminated, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate firearms and explosives by 40%. On top of that, 284 support staff and 186 agents are expected to be lost due to attrition. This is a recipe for disaster. But it doesn't stop there. The administration also wants to cut the DEA's budget by 4.4%. Programs like the High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas Program and the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force are either being gutted or receiving no dedicated funding at all. These are the programs that fight the flow of deadly drugs like fentanyl into our communities. And Patriots, they're being left for dead. What's their excuse?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick note before I get to my questions. Fentanyl seizures are down 30% compared to last year, and that data is coming from the Customs and Border Patrol, CBP. I don't make it up, but fentanyl seizures are down. At your confirmation hearing, you asserted that you will do everything in your power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. Your budget request for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, proposes a cut of 26% below the current level. How can you justify such a massive cut without inevitably weakening ATF's ability to help our state and local law enforcement fight illegal gun trafficking? How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of this funding reduction you're proposing?
So, I am a career prosecutor, and I believe in keeping America safe, making America safe. First, what we're doing is ATF is going to be brought over with DEA. Everyone knows, everyone sitting up here, guns and drugs go together. They go together. We're going to make it more efficient. What I will tell you will not be happening is ATF agents will not be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns. They're going to be out on the streets. If I can finish, they're going to be out on the streets.
I have three minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
you asked me a question,
and you
and
haven't
I'm gonna
answered
answer
my
it.
question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working
You haven't
hand in hand
answered my
with
question.
DEA
You
to
haven't
violate.
answered. Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question. And the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead, please, tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing. ATF agents want to be out on the street.
Okay,
working
let me answer the
DEA
question for you.
agents.
I'm going to answer it for you. Page, Mr. Chairman, you give me a certain amount of time, and I have a high respect for you, but I don't have to listen, nor do my colleagues have to listen to a filibuster when it's a simple question. But I have an answer to your question. It's page 146 of the department's fiscal year 2026 budget, and the performance summary explicitly says, and let me quote, ATF will eliminate 541 industry operation investigators, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate the firearms and explosive industries by approximately 40% in fiscal year 2026. ATF will perform fewer regulatory inspections. And the department summary goes on to say, and let me quote, ATF anticipates a reduction of approximately 284 support personnel and 186 agents based on historical attrition patterns, and these personnel cuts will impact ATF across various functions, unquote. If the capacity to regulate firearms industry is reduced by 40%, if you are losing 186 ATF law enforcement agents on top of that, it is clear the direction you are headed with this budget, and that's what it is, isn't it? The proposal will weaken our ability to stop gun trafficking, and it will greatly reduce ATF support for state and local law enforcement that helps them prevent and solve violent crimes. It's a bad proposal.
Do you want to hear my answer in 3 seconds? You mentioned regulatory functions. We will not be having ATF agents go to the doors of gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns, period. They will be out on the streets with DEA, guns and drugs.
How many are
together.
gone?
It will be attrition. We are not firing agents. They will be working.
How many
with
have
DEA.
taken attrition?
Can I tell you that they all want to be on the streets? They want to be doing their jobs. They want to be
But you're getting them
seizing
off the
guns.
streets.
They want
You're getting
to.
them off
We're
the
putting
streets.
them on the streets. They want to be working with DEA.
You are getting them off
We
the
will be
streets. There is no
efficient.
clear, and Mr.
We will
Chairman,
be
I yield back my
efficient.
time. I yield back my time. Let's get some answers here.
Dead. What's their excuse? The Attorney General claims they're reorganizing the ATF and merging it with the DEA to make it more efficient. Let me translate that for you. They're taking two struggling agencies, shortchanging their funding, and calling it a solution. Guns and drugs do often go hand in hand, but throwing two underfunded agencies together won't solve the problem. It'll make it worse. In a heated Senate hearing, critics made it clear that this proposal weakens federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and drug smuggling. And what do we hear in response? Excuses, filibustering, and vague promises about street-level work. The Attorney General even claimed ATF agents wouldn't be knocking on doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night. Well, guess what? With this budget, there won't be enough agents to knock on anyone's door, let alone fight the real criminals. Here's the bottom line, Patriots. This administration is failing us. They're prioritizing woke politics over public safety. They're leaving our communities at the mercy of illegal gun runners and drug cartels. And they're doing it while pretending they care about law enforcement. This isn't just incompetence, it's deliberate negligence. We need to fight back. We need to make our voices heard. Call your representatives, demand accountability, and let them know we won't stand for this betrayal of the American people. If you agree, smash that like button and share this video with everyone you know. The more people who see the truth, the harder it'll be for this administration to hide its failures. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Conservative Mandate. Together, we can expose the lies, defend our Constitution, and protect our communities. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and stay proud, Patriots. America needs you now more than ever.